Hi, this is Archon633, and today I'm bringing a review of the World of Nintendo 4-inch Link figure. Now, it was announced a little while back, I forgot how far back, that Nintendo would be releasing a brand new set of action figures in multiple scales, 4-inch, 6-inch, and other associated things like the Mario Kart figures and... what's it called? Also like plushes and other merchandising. So, it was nice to see that they're actually going ahead and making a whole bunch of these figures. I hope it kicks off because they're actually really nice figures, especially for Jakks Pacific standards. And I actually want to see how far this will go. It's interesting. Anyways, we'll take a look at Link. As you can see, he's a very small figure. It's just a 4-inch figure line, but he's got many multiple points of articulation. But before we go to the figure itself, since we'll move it to the side, we'll look at the box. Now, the box is pretty nice design. It's got a photo of Skyward Sword Link, World of Nintendo, the Nintendo seal like in other Nintendo products, Link with the mystery item or accessory, and so on, the Skyward Sword logo, and on the back it shows that he's a 4-inch figure with 13 points of articulation. Depending on what of the figures you get in line, which is Wario, Mario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and Bowser. Obviously, these two being of the bigger 6-inch scale figures, while these are the 4-inch. They'll have different points of articulation depending on what figure and character you're getting. Now, this one, it says here that mystery accessory included again, and you'll see in a minute what this is. Anyways, the contents of this box, obviously, is the Link figure itself, the sword, the box, and the mystery accessory, which, sorry to get this on camera right away, it's actually the shield. Now, initially what it showed on some of the prototype images, it showed that it was actually supposed to come with the sword and shield already with this accessory, and it was actually going to come with a treasure chest with the boss key. While it would be nice to see that happen, I can kind of guess why, in order to keep it within the budget, to keep it actually with the shield, I guess it's the secret accessory, since they would have to put the shield anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot, technically he does have one more accessory, and that's actually his sheath, which is a very nice design. Now going on with the box itself, this was just packaged on the side here, like it will be with the other figures as well, which I will show you once we get through to them. This is just made out of cardboard, but the cool part is that this thing's actually designed off the treasure boxes that you actually open in Skyward Sword. Now, as mentioned, it is made out of cardboard, so it's not the best kind of material, especially if you want to display it. And as you can see here, it's already got a little tear. But it's, I guess, a nice kind of nod to the treasure chest in the game. Now, going on to the figure here, we'll go over the accessories quickly. Not accessories, sorry. We'll go over the articulation points. His head is on, well, I'm not even sure if it's really a ball joint. Like, there's a very limited movement side to side, but he can turn his head all the way, if you so wished. Let's get the light a little better here. Now, he also can move with the shoulder all the way. And you're going to bend about this far due to the way that its articulation point is. Don't want to move too much on the joint. His arm is on a ball joint, so it allows actually full movement, which is actually interesting here that they actually gave it a ball joint, elbow joint here, so it allows full movement, and obviously you can bend as well. His hands also got some wrist swivels on both sides, and because it's also on a slight kind of pin, what's it called, I think it is kind of a ball joint, I forgot what these kind of called. I'll show you here on the hand here. Allows you to have articulation also on the wrists, so you can bend it like that. Obviously, this one is in a somewhat different type of stance where it's kind of bending in an angle. And that's so you can carry the sword like that, so it's got a bent angle always. And other points of articulation is he's actually got full movement here. Sorry. Full movement here, but it's on a kind of hindered by his little skirt piece. It's got a 90-degree angle, which once again can only really go that far because of the hilt, the skirt piece. His upper boot can also turn. It's got ball joints on the toes. Well, not toes, but the shoes, the feet itself. So it can now move there. So you can have a wide round of poses as well. The cool part is that it's actually hidden. It's actually also got a waist joint. So it's a really nice articulated figure, especially for the 4-inch scale. Now, I mentioned earlier that the shield was already shown and everything. But the main reason is that the shield, you pretty much have to feed the handle through the hand and pull this little strap piece through the hand here. Problem is that it's really hard to do it since these little strap pieces aren't removable and neither is the handle. So you kind of just need to play around with it a little and feed it through. So basically when you get this on, you probably don't want to even take it off anymore. The shield is really nice looking. I really like the design they gave the shield. Just, I wish they kind of worked, Jakks Pacific worked a little better on that system there. The joints can get kind of loose over time, but at the same time, it's not too terribly bad. You could do poses like something like that if you wished. And it's really nice overall. I really like how Jakks Pacific designed these figures. Now, to just show a little size comparison of some of the other Zelda figures, or Link figures, should I say, we got in the previous years. We got this one back from, I guess Nintendo made its own set of figures. I'm not sure exactly who made these, just the box and Nintendo and so on. We have the Link here, based on this Ocarina of Time design. Obviously here, its articulation isn't as good as the Jakks Pacific one, and a lot of things are hindered and all that. This was actually my first Zelda figure I got like a while back. I forgot how long ago I got this. And I got this actually online since I never actually got it in store. And unfortunately, over time, I lost the sword and shield to him, so now he just kind of has no weapons, so it's kind of disappointing that it ended up being like that in the end, since I really like this figure. And to also show the other comparison to another Skyward Sword figure, the figure from Japan made from Max Factory is also here. And you can see it's got a very close design cues from it, just because, not so much because Jakks Pacific is trying to copy the Figma. No, it's not. It's because it's based on the Skyward Sword design, so it's going to have a lot of design cues and all that. The Figma is obviously in a 6-inch scale rather than the 4-inch scale, so obviously it's a lot bigger. And because of how Figmas work, this figure is obviously more articulated in many different ways as well. Now, just like the Figma, if you already own it, you should know that you'll be able to do this. This figure, obviously, you couldn't put in any sword or anything, which is another reason why sword can be very easily lost. And as for the shield, it was just kind of a clip-on thing, which only fits so well on there, on the other hand. So, those weapons can get easily lost. For him, what's good as well, is that you can actually take out the sword, if you wish to, put it in the sheath. So, it's cool that you can do that. I just wish the shield wasn't such a pain to put on and to remove. I haven't removed it since I put it on and not planned to, just because how hard it was to put in. It took me like a good 5-10 minutes to put this on, just because I didn't want to break the little handles. The handles are a bit on a softer plastic, but it is still a pain to put on and all that, and I just didn't want to risk it, especially since, although these figures don't have really that much problems, even though I heard some problems with the Marios in some of the forums, Jakks Pacific is known not to have, at times, the most best quality kind of figures, especially when you look at the Sonic lines and some of the other stuff they've done. I mean, they did good back with the Dragon Ball Z figures back in the day, but they weren't as articulated as some of these newer figures are. Seems like Jakks Pacific has learned from their past mistakes, and these figures are definitely of better quality than the Sonic figures, especially with the joints not being as loose and other things. But at times it can be kind of scary to do things, especially like I mentioned, the shield thing and all that. So, anyways, I found this at Target during their reset for around $8.99. I heard that these figures have been spotted at Toys R Us and a few other places, but Target's your best bet. And unfortunately, Link is being actually one of the harder to find of the figures, since, if I remember correctly, he's actually one per box. So he can be kind of difficult to get tracked down with. But if you do, it's definitely a worthwhile pickup. Obviously, it's got some paint missing on the sword itself and the sheath and so on. But things like the shield and the rest of his body is pretty well painted for a very small 4-inch figure. So anyways, please comment, subscribe, check out Toka News, Hirotaku, Rajio, and the channels down below, and I'll see you on YouTube. Bye.